Brothers and sisters, SUNY's public medical colleges and public teaching hospitals are under attack, and we must speak out to save them.
I was lucky enough to know Rowena for almost 30 years. And it goes back to the time when we were both officers, junior officers in UUP. She was new to the position of treasurer. I was new to the position of membership development officer. And we shared an office. It was then that I got to see her passion, her commitment, and the long hours she would put in on behalf of the union and particularly her members.
It was her hard work ethic that propelled her to really persevere in her goals and objectives. And as I got more involved with UUP and I got involved at the administrative level, I really got a bird's eye view of how she really conducted business.
She was compassionate to every single member, no matter what. No matter what, if they came 20 times, she was still compassionate. I was the assistant director of nursing for the emergency department. And after COVID, things changed a lot, and they decided to eliminate my position. And so they reassigned me. And up until her death, we were fighting to get the position back. And it wasn't because I wanted to go back there, because I was there for 20 years. So it was enough after COVID. It was the fact that this was a union position and that we were removing a union position from a very critical area of the hospital. You know, up to a month before she died, we spoke about it, and she said, "Verdita, do not let this go." And I don't intend to let it go.
She was passionate, defined. There was a soul and a heart in her when it came to unions, when it came to her members, and to Downstate, that hospital that serves Central Brooklyn community, that is almost indescribable. She would not be stopped.
The Long Island Hospital, Litch, as they would call it, it was closing down, and she was fighting to keep it open. And what she did is nothing short of a miracle, in the sense that she gathered allegiances from the religious community leaders from around Litch, and actually made an impassioned plea to the governor. We were just stunned that she actually postponed that closing, which we thought was inevitable. She made that happen.
Without state support for these state hospitals, which to me is unconscionable, it brought about a situation where Downstate was in severe financial difficulty. To the extent of 2013, 2014, there were real concerns day in and day out that the hospital was going to close, that they wouldn't be able to make payroll. And Rowena was adamant that UUP, NYSUT, AFT, that we all join in this crusade to save this hospital. But she was not just a voice calling for people to act. She was on the front lines. She built a coalition of groups in Brooklyn to advocate for Downstate. I saw it firsthand. I saw it in her passion, how she would literally break down in tears when she talked about how endangered this facility was. And I'm sorry, but that commitment inspired everyone she came into contact with.
She had us marching outside over and over again for them not to close the hospital. Every time we went out there, even if it was one person, every time we went to our legislator's office, it didn't matter. Every time she had a prayer breakfast with the clergy in the area, it mattered.
When we went into shutdown, there were already cases. People were coming to Downstate with this mysterious disease that was deadly.
When COVID hit, I mean, we didn't know what hit us when we were having 56 individuals passing in one evening. We had to bring in refrigerated trucks to accommodate the massive individuals that were passing night in and night out. You know, it was, scary. The problem then came with the PPE equipment, the protective garments, the gloves, the mask, and we were running low on that. So when Rowena heard about this, she was of course incensed, and so she called UUP headquarters, NYSUT, and AFT to get the funding for this protective gear equipment, and she got it. We did that, and it was a big day for us. I really felt like we made a difference. Oh my God, the smiles, the hugs. You know, I didn't know some of these nurses, but they were hugging me, hugging Rowena. And like I said, it's an indelible memory that I will treasure for a long time.
Rowena was funny, incredibly funny, and her laughter really would infect a room. In a social setting, she was not a wallflower.
She was very kind-hearted. She was so welcoming. She made me feel welcomed, and she put me at ease right away.
She was in love with life, and that's what I will always remember about her, and I treasure her memory, and I miss her deeply.
The Downstate Medical Center chapter stands with you. We stand in solidarity with NYSUT to fight the attacks on public education and the attacks on public health care. We stand with you.